I'm Amy Cherry. This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota, here to wow ya. A felon with a history of violence is arrested after deputies say he kidnapped and assaulted a woman. Tony Magoo reports.
On Monday, the Flagler County Sheriff's Office responded to a call about a physical disturbance that was occurring in the parking lot of the Old Country Store on County Road 305 in Bunnell. Henry Brock, 29, left the scene and was pursued by deputies for several miles, driving recklessly, endangering other motorists along the way. Sheriff's deputies arrested Brock and located his victim in the back seat of the car. Her eyes all swollen, her feet were bleeding and bruised, and her face was covered in blood. This is not Brock's first encounter with law enforcement. Flagler County Sheriff Rick Staley.
The suspect, who was no stranger to the sheriff's office, was arrested for aggravated battery, domestic violence, kidnapping, and a litany of other charges.
He's currently being held at the Sheriff Perry Hall Inmate Detention Facility on a $30,000 bond.
It's our hope that the victim will receive the assistance that she needs so she can break the cycle of violence and the offender is locked up for a very long time.
For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Tony Magoo.
This portion of Flagler's Morning News brought to you by the Daytona Beach International Airport, Delta Airlines nonstop to Atlanta, and now nonstop service to New York City via American Airlines. There's a new gated community coming to the P section in Palm Coast.
The master site plan for American Village, a 3-building, 4-story apartment complex, was given unanimous approval by the Palm Coast Planning Board. 45 single-family homes will be built around the 3 apartment buildings, according to developer Alex Uslowski with Hammock Real Estate Development, who spoke about the project on Real Estate Matters with host Toby Tobin.
Idea was very simple, to create something nice on that parcel of land, and the biggest value is a location for that particular community. It's close proximity to pretty much everything what we can offer. I mean, shopping plaza, medical facilities, tennis centers, swimming pools, golf course. Everything is in a radius of, I would say, 5 minutes.
Real Estate Matters can be heard every Saturday at 11 a.m. on WNZF, while the full interview can be heard as a podcast at WNZF.com. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm John Arkin.
A furniture assembly and distribution company may be moving to Flagler County. Flagler County Economic Development Director Helga Van Ecker tells WNZF Project Columbus is a huge deal for the county.
The annual revenue from employment would be $2.4 million a year on the streets between direct wages, indirect wages, and induced wages. And that's the first year. That doesn't take into account the cost of living increases that happen over time, the medical and insurance benefits that are engaged. The economic output that's anticipated from this project is $15.8 million per year.
The company is poised to construct the largest building in Flagler County at 250,000 square feet.
Agriculture crime? What's that?
Steve Williams of the Flagler County Sheriff's Department said it's somebody looking to make some easy money.
Down south where they're getting truckloads of fertilizers and chemicals for the orange groves and they're storing them in secure barns on their property, then they'll come back a week later and find half their chemicals missing. Well, somebody went in there and broke in and stole the chemicals. Now they're going to try to sell it to another farm somewhere else at a cheaper price.
The Florida Agricultural Crime Intelligence Unit, which is made up of deputies from all over the state, and Williams is one.
We have an intelligence meeting once a month in different counties. We go over the agricultural crime trends that are happening in the state and the counties that it's happening in.
Williams said crimes in South Florida differ from those in the northern part of the state because they each have different crops. You can hear the full interview on the Free for All Friday podcast. You can find that at the Flagler Radio app. Download the Flagler Radio app today. Tomorrow, how Williams works with Eric Mead of Fish and Wildlife. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Deb Albertson.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Amy Cherry.